Here are all the reasons why you shouldn't be using plastic baby bottles if you can avoid it. First of all, you should know that a lot of times brands will put the BPA-free label on their bottle, to make it seem like it's safer. But the reality is that BPA is actually banned in baby bottles in the United States and some other countries as well. So saying that their product is BPA-free really does not set them apart. There's nothing special about that because all baby bottles should be BPA free by law now, because as we know, BPA has been linked to all sorts of health effects like hormone disruption, heart disease, cancer, even things like inflammatory bowel disease and depression and anxiety. The second thing to know is that what brands will often do is just replace the BPA, bisphenol A, with a very similar chemical like bisphenol S, BPS, or bisphenol F, BPF. And those chemicals have been found to be just as toxic as BPA, if not more so, as more research has been done on them. So, which makes sense because they're structurally similar to BPA. So saying something is BPA free doesn't necessarily mean it's non-toxic, because it can still contain those other sister chemicals to BPA that are almost exactly the same. The next thing is not just BPA, but just microplastics in general. So like BPA is one plastic constituent, but plastics are made out of hundreds or thousands of chemicals, and a lot of those we basically have no information about at all. Now, there are certain things that can increase the amount of plastic leaching, so the amount of chemicals and microplastics that leach from the plastic bottle and into the milk and then into your baby. One of those things is heat. So when you heat up a food or drink, that can increase the amount of chemicals that leach into whatever the container is holding. Next thing is fat. So a lot of these chemicals are fat loving, which means they're kind of like attracted to fat. And as we know, a lot of the milk that we're feeding our babies is high in fat content. So that's another thing that can kind of increase the amount of plastic that makes it from the plastic bottle and then into your baby. The next thing to keep in mind is the fact that babies and children are just more susceptible to the potentially toxic effects of environmental toxins in general. One reason is because they're still developing, so like there's just more potential for like the downstream effects of hormonal changes and things like that. Another reason is because pound for pound, they breathe more air and eat and drink more than adults do, so they're just absorbing more of the toxic chemicals that come along with the air and food and water and milk for their body size compared to adults. So all of these reasons are why I recommend using glass baby bottles whenever you can. Philips has some glass ones that are pretty easy to find. Dr. Brown's has the anti-colic bottles in a glass version. Life Factory has glass baby bottles that have a silicone sleeve on them. You could also use stainless steel. Pura is a good brand that has stainless steel baby bottles if you need something that's a little bit more durable. And then if you want something that's more like plastic, because I know it's like easier for travel and stuff like that, you can definitely use a silicone baby bottle. There is some indication that silicone can have endocrine disrupting properties at very high temperatures, but like it's a lot higher than what we're heating milk up to be. So I personally am not super concerned about that, and it's way better than plastic, especially again, like if you need something that's like lightweight, more durable for traveling and stuff like that. I hope that helps. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about this or if I can send you any links.